Over-tourism has grown to become a global issue in recent years, with places like Boracay shutting down completely to deal with an overwhelming amount of tourists. In fact, there are still plenty of places that are eager to welcome tourists, and when practiced sustainably, where tourism can even help alleviate poverty. So in this video, we will discuss top 10 world's least known and visited countries. Let's start. Number 10. São Tomé and Príncipe. This small island nation off the Atlantic coast of Central Africa, located in the Gulf of Guinea, straddles the equator and lies 225 kilometers west of Gabon. Few people have heard of São Tomé and Príncipe. Due to its isolated location and small size, it's no wonder it's one of the least visited countries in the world. Discovered and claimed by Portugal in the late 15th century, the island's sugar-based economy gave way to coffee and cocoa in the 19th century. These crops were all grown with plantation slave labor, a form of which lingered into the 20th century. Although independence was achieved in 1975, democratic reforms were not instituted until the late 1980s, and the first free elections were held in 1991. Number 9. Niue. The tiny, very rocky island nation is situated in the middle of the South Pacific. At only 260 square kilometers big and with around 1,000 inhabitants, Niue may be one of the biggest coral atoll islands, but it is also one of the smallest countries in the world. Surrounded by protective reefs and presided over by a sunny tropical island, Niue has one very unique trait in addition to its small size and beautiful beaches: high levels of natural radioactivity in the soil. Don't worry, no negative effects have been reported. The main gateway to Niue is New Zealand, and direct flights from Auckland to Niue cost around $450 return. Number 8. Libya. Though the 17th largest nation in the world, Libya has had more than its fair share of problems. Civil war has plagued the nation, and clashes are frequent throughout the country, with attacks by armed groups occurring almost anywhere, and affecting even hotels hosting tourists. The climate of Libya can be as forbidding as the violent threats, with 90% of the land covered by extremely dry desert. It is only the northern regions on the Mediterranean Sea that enjoy a milder climate. For those tourists that dare to brave the environmental and political conditions, they will be rewarded with amazing historic heritage. Number 7. Marshall Islands. With over 1,000 individual islands and islets, Marshall Islands is full of expert fishermen and navigators. Doing much to protect the ocean, the Marshall Islands have even established the world's largest shark sanctuary. The country is especially friendly to Americans, as the US dollar is the national currency. Unfortunately, the close relationship with the United States was not always positive for the Marshall Islands. It was the site of the largest US nuclear weapons test in history, with fallout continuing to impact the nation. Radioactivity isn't the nation's only worry, as it is considered the most endangered country in the world due to flooding from climate change. Number 6. Equatorial Guinea. Divided into a mainland and 5 volcanic islands, the most popular being Bioko Island. The African nation of Equatorial Guinea is hugely unknown, mainly because of the political issues that have plagued the country for centuries. Despite huge oil wealth, little has trickled to the poverty-stricken people. However, Equatorial Guinea offers a rare opportunity to experience Spanish colonial history and beauty. Natural wonders are the biggest draw to the nation, with outstanding volcanic views, seaside sand stretches, and unspoiled jungle. Animal lovers are in luck, as the rainforest of Equatorial Guinea is home to numerous endangered primates, and the beaches host nesting sea turtles. Number 5. South Sudan. South Sudan, recently split from Sudan, is one of the newest countries in the world and still rife with civil wars. Because of a diverse population, including Muslims, Christians, and animists, and an equally diverse geography, South Sudan has been afflicted by raging civil wars for more than 40 years. Even with tumultuous politics and dangerous atmosphere, Sudanese hospitality remains second to none, and those who venture into this war-torn country often report it as their favorite. With a rich and ancient cultural history, South Sudan has a delicious cuisine, including Turkish, Egyptian, and Ethiopian influences, and many interesting sights. Number 4. Kiribati, an extremely geographically isolated nation. Kiribate's landmass is 800 square kilometers, but the islands are dispersed over 3.5 million square kilometers. The nation is extremely untouched, thanks to how secluded and inaccessible the islands. Described as an uncommodified culture, the locals are extremely friendly and welcoming, and offer interesting cultural practices for tourists to observe and participate in. One of the most iconic aspects of the culture is the Kiribati dance, characterized by small movements, and especially by sharp bird-like movements of the head. The Kiribati flag even features a frigate bird, in reference to the bird-like dancing. Number 3. Tuvalu. As one of the smallest and also the most remote islands in the world, it is extremely inaccessible. To get there, you'll have to catch a propeller plane from Fiji Airways that flies there twice a week. There is also an occasional cargo ship that doubles as a passenger ship between Fiji and Tuvalu, featuring a vast diversity of marine life. Tuvalu is the ultimate diving and snorkeling vacation. There are 9 different coral atolls, numerous coral reefs, lagoons, and small islands to spend days or even weeks exploring. Once a tourist is ready for dry land, they can enjoy a distinct, friendly, and protected Polynesian culture with unique arts, crafts, music, dance, and stories. Number 2. Somalia. Numerous travel warnings are in effect for Somalia due to the armed conflicts between the government and violent factions. But before the civil wars began in the early 1990s, Somalia was extremely welcoming to tourists. The country is especially notable for its waterfalls, mountain ranges, and national parks. The wild areas are home to a vast number of interesting wildlife. This includes lions, cheetahs, spotted hyenas, leopards, onyx, and ostrich. Additionally, the country has the longest coastline of any on the African continent and possesses innumerable beaches. Number 1. Nauru. Plumped in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, this tiny island nation covers less than 21 square kilometers and is home to less than 10,000 inhabitants. Only one airline serves the country, with an old Boeing 737, and tourist infrastructure like hotels and restaurants are pathetically minimal. Freight deliveries are rare and employment is even scarcer. Healthcare is basic at best. In spite of the present economic gloom, the island still offers glimpses of its former glory, with turbulent surfs surrounding the coastline and seabirds swooping over the green inland cliffs. For World War II buffs, there are remnants of the Japanese occupation scattered around the island. The enormous skeletal remains of mining infrastructure are truly remarkable. So that's all for today. If you like these kinds of videos, let us know in the comment section below. That's all for today. See you in our next video. Till then, take care.